we're going to look at this will be a map animation. This is a super simple thing to do, but actually really useful for infographic style videos. Here we are, we just have this.
However, when Standard Oil began laying a vast network of pipelines all across America's eastern shore.
So what we're going to do, we're going to use this file, and this file is going to be fundamental to our process. This file was created by a guy called Johnny Harris. Hopefully this video should guide you through what parts of each video need to be cut on top of the speaking. So just use this as kind of like, you can create these graphics on your own, or you can one of John's one of Magnetics Media's more recent videos. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag this into After Effects. I'm going to keep it as import kind footage. We can see we have planet Earth in all its glory, and the beautiful thing with vectors. A vector can be scaled up as much as you like and you won't see any loss of quality. So if you were to get a JPEG from the internet and scale up on it, it would look something like this. So you scale up, you scale up, scale up, and there we go. We got blurry lines, and that's not what we want, especially if we're going to be, zooming in on specific countries, small countries like Luxembourg or something like that. You need the luxury of being able to zoom in. So what we're going to do is we're going to click this button here. So if I click this, it will continuously rasterize the image to always maintain high quality lines. So I'm sure you can see from here how easy it is to just do a map animation. So if we were to go null layer, parent the map, let's change the name to map, parent the map to the null layer. We need to zoom into America's scale, and let's boom, punch straight into America. Hit the keyframe on our position as well. And there you go.
Standard Oil began
map
laying
animation.
a vast.
Lovely. But what we can do is I'm going to open up our Illustrator file. I'm going to press Command A because I don't actually like the color of these land masses, so I'm going to change that. Recolor. Or maybe go for like a blue. Blue would be quite nice actually. Yeah, happy with that. Hit enter. There we go. And those all look blue to me. Involved animation that involves a lot of the elements that we spoke. As you can see, now the map has changed color.
Standard Oil began laying a vast network of pipelines.
But I want America to be a slightly different color because at the minute it's just blending in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to Illustrator, and I've turned off every layer that isn't the USA. Impressive if I do say so myself. So let's take a look at Liam at the video here. Okay. And as you can see, we have it right there. All I need to do is I need to kind of align this up. And we're going to parent the USA to the map. And I'll go back into our USA comp, change the color. Great, and we'll save that. I'm going to turn off the layer, the USA in the overall map of the world. And there we go.
When Standard Oil began laying a vast.
Lovely. There's a couple of things I can do to kind of spice this up a little bit more going on in that animation. But what we're going to do is I'd maybe get like a cut out paper effect. Go to Unsplash. There we go. That looks good. Download that. Drag it into After Effects. We're just going to line it up. And we're going to parent this to the null as well and turn on our
Standard Oil began laying a vast
turn on our
network
motion blur. And let's mess around with our blender modes. So I've dragged our paper layer to the top, and I've set it to overlay. Oh, let's try multiply. Multiply looks cool. Press Command Y. Going to make myself a little vignette. Press M for the mask tool. Find the oval tool. Up the feather. Invert. And let's just bring the opacity down to like 50.
However, when Standard Oil began laying a vast network of
nice and simple for you guys to follow along. So we're going to break. Let's get rid of the null object. Go to new camera. Get 35mm. We're going to make everything a 3D layer. So just re-added in my crop in using the idea and different kind of concept for the animation. So let's dive in.
Standard Oil began laying. However, when Standard Oil began laying a vast
circumstance from Magnetics Media, and we're going to drag it into Premiere Pro.
However, when Standard Oil began laying a vast network of pipelines all across America's eastern shore, We're just
going to give some extra background color. Looks good. Probably just cool off the red a little bit, just so it's a little bit nicer.
However, when Standard Oil began laying a vast net...
Gonna add some glitch into the background composition. So the paper. So just need to mess around with the X, Y, Z. Start at 90 degrees. Go 180. 1, 2, 3, 4. Go 270. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're gonna go 360. And then we're gonna hit Alt, Loop, Out. And I'll probably just grab these keyframes, toggle whole keyframe, and then...
But when Standard Oil began laying a vast network of pipe...
Nice, like that. I'll probably hold Alt. I'll drag my keyframes out.
When Standard Oil began laying a vast network of pipeline...
Nice, happy with that. I'll probably scale up a little bit because we do see the edges of this composition. I'll get some layers now, some shape layers, to show where the oil lines are getting made. Let's turn off our camera for now. Douche. Just do kind of a network. Probably down the stroke a little bit. I quite like that. So I'm going to add a trim path now. I'm going to animate that trim path. Have it coming in a little bit earlier. And we'll put it to 0. Put it to 0. Have 100% here. And here's the key thing now. We need to make this a 3D layer. And we need to turn back on our camera. And as you can see, we have oil networks being drawn
all across America's eastern shore. However,
spice them up a little bit. Let's go to Effects and do a Roughen Edges. Bring it down our amount to 2, maybe 1. Let's get the Standard Oil logo as well, because that would be nice to put in here. Let's go put underneath the vignette. Let's get a 3D layer. Let's make it smaller. Bring it up. And we need to add a blending mode. What are we going to do? Overlay doesn't work. Let's do darken. Not quite right. Let's try multiply. Multiply looks good. And let's animate that on as well. Let's get that to stamp on. Go into scale. We're going to click keyframe. We're going to put the final place keyframe in position first. We're going to make it a little bit smaller just before, and we're going to bring it really big just after. Going to transcribe the sequence just so I can visually see exactly what's being said. And from there I can kind of come up with ideas and kind of concepts and animations that might be appropriate for what John from Magnates Media is saying in the audio. So let's get that into Premiere. Make sure our motion blur effect is on. Let's ease these keyframes 1,000,000 times. So they have, right, skip it. I found so you might be able to skip all this. Yeah.
However, when Standard Oil began laying a vast network of pipelines all across America's eastern shore,
the shape layers disappear for a second. That's because there's an issue with layering. So I'm just going to move the shape layers forward a little bit.
However, when Standard Oil began laying a vast network of pipelines all across America's eastern shore.
Perfect, happy with that. So the final thing I'm going to do is add a posterize time adjustment there. We're going to go to bring that above everything, and we're going to go posterize time. I'm going to make this 12 frames per second, and then that should be the whole 9 yards of it. So let's have a quick look.
But when Standard Oil began laying a vast network of pipelines all across America's eastern shore.
There we go, guys. So that is how you do a map animation. Get comfortable with it, because it's the sort of thing that you will use and reuse and do until you're sick of them, really, for these types of infographic animations. So I will see you guys next time.